Kyle, and this is my heritage project. Today I am interviewing my pop. His name is Roy Hill. So, first question, tell me about yourself, like your age or where you live.
I live in St. John's, and you don't really want to know my age, do you? What if I tell you I'm over 60?
Have you always lived in the same place?
I've lived in a lot of places and several provinces.
Oh. So, that means if you moved, why did you move?
Because I worked with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police for over 40 years, and so I only stayed in certain communities for a certain period of time, and then they transferred me. So I had to move, go to the next community.
When you were growing up, how many people did you have in your family?
I had 2 brothers and 1 sister, plus my mom and dad.
What was your favorite meal?
My favorite meal would probably be Jig's dinner. Salt meat, cabbage, turnip, carrot, roast, or chicken or turkey with gravy, and of course, peas pudding.
Sounds delicious. What games did you play when you were growing up?
The games were played outdoors, like some ball, using a rubber ball, and then we had a game called Tiddly. I don't think they play it anymore, although in Carbonear I understand they play Tiddly every year or so, but that was probably most of the games that we played.
Oh.
One of the other games we played, which could be dangerous at times, so some parents didn't like it really that much, would be in the spring of the year, and the chunks of ice would break up. We'd get on the ice and with long poles, and we would push ourselves around. And it's called copying on ice pans. And there's a picture right there on the wall that showed the kids doing exactly that.
When you were growing up, did you have any chores or work to do?
Yes, I had a lot of chores to do. Do you want me to tell you some?
Sure.
Okay, we didn't have running water. And so I had to bring water for the house. We had sheep, we had a horse, we had hens, we had ducks, we had geese, all of them rabbits, all of them had to be fed. And in the wintertime I would have to shovel the snow in order to get to where the pen where they lived, or the house that we put them in. And then I would have to feed the sheep, feed the horse, clean out the barn, bring in the wood, because we burned wood to heat the house. We never had electricity, and so I had lots and lots of chores. And as I got older, I had more chores because I was now stronger. I could do a lot of the work that some of the work that my dad did.
Tell me about your school and what your day was like at school.
When I was growing up, we had a 2-room school. It didn't have any electricity. It didn't have any bathrooms. From kindergarten to grade 11 in 2 rooms. And the only heat that we had so that you wouldn't be really, really cold was the stove that was in the place, or sitting in the middle of the classroom. And so you keep wood in there, keep the fire going. Otherwise, it'd be quite cold. The thing was that I had to walk over a mile to get to school. Then I had to come home for lunch. Then I had to go back after lunch, and then come back in the evening.
Okay.
No school buses.
Or cars.
Or cars.
Okay. What was your favorite holiday and how did you celebrate it? Would you get a gift for it?
Well, my favorite holiday would have been Christmas time. And I would try to ask for one gift. I didn't always get that gift because my family wasn't all that rich. So, but I would have apples and oranges, and sometimes popcorn, and some things like that were treats. But we didn't get that all year long. And so my mom, I always thought of Santa Claus. My mom would always try to get something that I really, really liked. And if it wasn't too expensive, then I would get it. So it was my favorite time of the year because I got a really nice gift.
Tell me about your typical day when you were my age.
Okay. If it was during the summer months or school, would be to get up in the morning and to probably bring in some wood into the house before I left, and sometimes I had to bring some water before I left, and then go to school, and then after school I had all of these chores that had to be done. So I did some chores before supper time, and then I did some chores after supper, and then I had my homework to do, and we didn't have any electric lights, so it was only a lamp. And so I would be around the table with my mom, would be helping me, and sometimes my sister helping me do my homework around this, in the room in the kitchen, which was very dimly lit, like it wasn't a whole lot of light. No TV, and sometimes the radio there was a radio that operated off a battery, but we'd only turn it on a special time because we didn't want to run the battery down, because once the battery ran down, it had to be thrown out, and they were really expensive to buy.
Or you could recharge one.
No, you couldn't charge. You couldn't recharge.
Oh yeah.
No. So that was my typical day. So it was busy.
Like though, how did you get the lamp to work if you didn't have any electricity?
Well, the lamps burnt kerosene oil.
Oh yeah.
So you lit a match, and you turned up the knob, and a piece of cloth was in the center, and it was soaked in oil, and that would light, and then you put the mantle back on and turn it up. You can only turn it up just so much, because if you did turn it up too far, the glass would get all black. So you can only turn up so much. So no phone, no TV. Some boring, eh? But we were busy. We had fun. And in the wintertime, in the wintertime, the moonlight night, we'd be out on slides and sliding in the snow, on the crusty snow. That was fun. A lot of fun.
We still have to do that
And
these days.
I'd come in, and my mom would always give me some molasses bread, or sometimes a bowl of cereal or something like that, and then I'd be off to bed. And sometimes it was so cold in the winter that my mom would have to put a chunk of wood. She'd put it in the oven and get it really, really warm, and then put it in a wool sock and put it in the bed, and it would keep me warm during the night. Because there were a lot of clothes on the bed, a lot of blankets, because it was cold. There's no heat in the house after the fire went out.
Question. Tell me about your customs/traditions that you remember from when you were young that are not around anymore.
Traditions? I mean, Christmas time was a time for mummering, to dress up and have fun and go from house to house visiting other people. And so that was a custom or tradition that very seldom done now, but I guess it's done in some places, but not like it was then. It was a matter of routine every Christmas when I was growing up. And some of the other things that was a tradition would be we had sheep, and we had to cut the wool off the sheep, and then you had to wash the wool out. And so I would get in a big tub, and so we could all get in the tub full of water with your feet and just splash around and have fun washing the wool. And they change the water, put some more water in, so that was a bit of fun. That was I look forward to that. And then you dry the wool out, and my grandmother and my mother would had this spinning jenny, they'd call it, and they would put the wool in, and they would just it would wind out. And so next thing you know, you'd have a thing of wool with this size, And so then my mom and my grandmother would often knit sweaters and socks and mitts, things like that, all from our own wool that that was on the sheep that we had. So that was a tradition that was always going. And then one of the things that probably be gruesome, we always had like a couple pigs, and every year before Christmas, then my dad would kill the pigs. And so I would always get time off from school because I like to be around when they're doing that. That doesn't sound very good to some kids, but it was something that we looked forward to, or I looked forward to back then. One of the things that I really enjoyed, and I can remember way back to when I was even smaller than you, is that we had a horse, and my dad cut wood in the woods, and then we had to pull the wood out in the winter time. And I always looked forward to sitting on my dad's knee, and as we went in the woods with the horse, and then we'd load up the sleds with wood, and then he would put me up on the sled with a big bag that had hay in it that was nice and soft to my bum. And my dad would get up there with me, and he'd take me in his arms again, and we'd ride out on the horse. So I really look forward to that. And then, on a Saturday or something, he would hook the horse up to a different sled, and he would put bells on the horse. Yeah.
Like a reindeer?
Yeah, and we'd go up to the store to get some groceries, and so the horse would just dodge along, and you could hear the horse, the bells. It would make the bells ringing all the time, and so I look forward to that too, because that was a lot of fun.
Thank you for letting me interview you.
Well, thank you for coming, and thank you for asking all those questions, because it brought back a lot of memories, a lot of fond memories, and from your age and even younger than you, so it was very nice. Of course, we only had a small period of time to do this. I could tell you a whole lot of stories, but we'll keep that for another day. What do you think? Maybe you'll interview me again. Who knows?
Yeah, later.
Right. Dr. Button?